And the Biden administration has reaffirmed support for a two-state solution, but it has not moved to restart negotiations yet. Well, Biden said that he had made it clear to Netanyahu that a two-state solution was the only answer to resolve the ongoing war, and that occupying Gaza would be a big mistake. But he stated that it was not realistic to expect Tel Aviv to stop its military actions in Gaza, given threats by senior Hamas militants that they intended to attack Israel again.
I made it clear to the Israelis that, to Bibi and to his war cabinet, that I think the only ultimate answer here is a two-state solution that's real. We got to get to the point where there is an ability to be able to even talk without worrying about whether or not we're just dealing with, they're dealing with Hamas that's going to engage in the same activities they did over the past, on the 7th. So it's, but I can't tell, I'm not a fortune teller, I can't tell you how long it's going to last. But I can tell you I don't think it ultimately ends until there's a two-state solution. I made it clear to the Israelis I think it's a big mistake for them to think they're going to occupy Gaza and maintain Gaza. I don't think that works.
Biden told the reporters that he was doing everything in his power to free hostages held by the Hamas militant group in Gaza. But that did not mean sending in the U.S. military. The U.S. president stated that he was mildly hopeful that there would be a deal to free Hamas-held hostages in Gaza. Biden noted at the pause the Israelis have agreed to before cutting off his thought and saying, "I'm going to stop, but I'm mildly hopeful." Qatar has led negotiations for the release of hostages and a temporary ceasefire in the war. The West Asian state is home to the political office of Hamas and is the main residence of the group's self-exiled leader, Ismail Haniyeh. Well, the wealthy Gulf Emirate has used its channels with the militant group Hamas, established with the U.S. blessing, to play a lead role in the release of 4 of the hostages so far.
I don't want to get ahead of myself here because I don't know what's happened in the last 4 hours, but we've gotten great cooperation from the Qataris. I've spoken with them as well a number of times. I think the pause and that the Israelis have agreed to, it's down to, well, I'm getting too much detail. I know, Mr. Secretary, I'm going to stop. But I am mildly hopeful. I'm mildly hopeful.
The U.S. president affirmed that he had asked Israel to be incredibly careful in its military moves around the hospitals in the Gaza Strip.
They were told, let me be precise. We've discussed the need for them to be incredibly careful.
Tel Aviv says that 1,200 people were killed when Hamas militants stormed into Israel on October 7th. Israel then launched an unrelenting bombing of Hamas-ruled Gaza. Late last month, it began an armored invasion of the enclave where over 11,000 people have been killed so far. Around 40% of them are children, with more buried under the rubble.